Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Weather on the Go, all your weather coverage. Hope everybody's having a great end to their work week out there. It is Friday morning, and we are keeping an eye on a very potent storm system moving across the southeast today into your Saturday time frame. Not only bringing heavy rain, but severe weather potential. We'll be diving into those details and then telling you when you can expect more spring-like temperatures into next week with a new storm system bringing more severe weather to the country, a very active weather pattern as we go in through the middle of March. So if you do like detailed weather breakdowns across North America this year, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. We'll keep you covered with accurate weather forecasts right here on this channel. Also be sure to press the like button down below. It's the thumbs up button. It helps out more than you know. So looking at the temperatures out the door this morning, and you can see a cold frontal boundary is sitting across the middle of the country from the upper Midwest back through the central and southern plains. And behind the cold front, boy, is it cold out there. We are seeing some temperatures into North Dakota below zero this morning there, into northern North Dakota into the single digits below zero. Even seeing the freezing line, the 20s across western Kansas, even the Oklahoma and Texas panhandle at 28 degrees this morning in Amarillo. And looking at that cold front, kind of bisecting the eastern United States here through the day. And ahead of that, a more volatile environment will be spawning some severe weather across the deep south. We'll be talking about that here momentarily. But looking at the high temperatures this afternoon, notice ahead of the front, temperatures will be into the 60s, 70s, and some 80s down there, especially across South Texas near the Rio Grande Valley and across central and into southern Florida as well. But look behind the front. We see temperatures a lot cooler up here across the portions of the north central plains, the upper Midwest, and then back across the Rockies. A lot of these areas into more of the 30s and 40s this afternoon. Now taking you back to your Thursday time frame on the 7th of March, and we did have a slight risk of severe weather across the southern plains, but it really didn't materialize too much. We did see a couple quarter-size hail reports from Kansas down through southwestern Oklahoma and northwest Texas, but outside of that, we only had one wind report and zero tornado reports. While that's good to see, we do know that this time of year we can have some significant severe weather, so it is time to prepare yourself for severe weather season. And here we go again this afternoon with more severe weather, this time across Dixie Alley from East Texas east of the I-35 corridor into southern Arkansas, Louisiana, into Mississippi, Alabama, and far northwestern Florida. And this does include a risk for tornadoes. So we could have some rotating thunderstorms across portions of Louisiana, far southeastern portions there of Arkansas, central Mississippi, and into south central Alabama, especially in this brown shaded color in a corridor from Shreveport to Jackson and all the way over here into the Montgomery region, keeping a close eye on that today. So timing out the storms this morning, you can see already seeing a mesoscale convective system moving across portions of East Texas into north central Louisiana and central Mississippi. This will not only be producing some severe weather at times this morning, but also some very heavy rain across this region for the Jackson region, back toward Baton Rouge, and even Tyler, Texas, seeing some very heavy rain this morning. That mesoscale convective system will press eastward as we go into the afternoon here into Alabama, around the Montgomery region, Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, and then again back down here toward the Hattiesburg, Laurel, Mississippi region here. We have to watch these leading edges of the storms where we could see damaging wind gusts over 60 miles per hour, some large hail a quarter size or larger, and a few rotating storms, especially if we can see some cells popping ahead of the main complex. That could be producing more tornadoes as we go into the afternoon. But just look at the very heavy rain, even going into the evening. This will be spreading into Georgia, into Alabama here, producing, again, severe weather, but also some very heavy rain. And that is a concern down here across Dixie Alley. You can see the HRRR model really going all out on producing a swath of 3 to 6 inches or more in some localized areas of 6 inches across portions there of north central Louisiana through central Mississippi and Alabama and into central Georgia there here in more metropolitan areas affected being the Baton Rouge and Alexandria region back into Louisiana, Jackson, Mississippi, Montgomery here, and then over there toward the Atlanta region. So we'll keep an eye on that through your Saturday time frame. And with all of that heavy rainfall, 3 to 6 plus inches over just a 24-hour period, that does raise an alarm bell for some flash flooding. So there could be some decent flash flooding, especially into central Alabama and west central Georgia here. And this does include a moderate risk for flash flooding for the Atlanta metro area and back toward Montgomery, Alabama here as well. Numerous flash floods are likely in a moderate risk category here, and they could be significant as well. So that is something to keep an eye on as we go through the next 24 hours. And then as we go into Saturday, the severe weather threat here and the flooding threat shifts further east into the Carolinas, more of Georgia into southeastern portions there of Alabama and North Florida. Areas affected here being Jacksonville, Tallahassee, again the Montgomery region, Atlanta, then moving up towards Charlotte there and Wilmington and even towards Myrtle Beach. We'll keep an eye on that for Saturday. A tornado risk does accompany this severe weather threat on Saturday, especially in those slight risk areas across portions of Georgia, North Florida, southeastern Alabama, and into the Carolinas there. And looking at the timing here, we're already going to be seeing likely ongoing severe weather and heavy rain Saturday morning across the Carolinas there, especially into South Carolina, moving into central Georgia. Then as we go into the afternoon, this will focus more on the coastal Carolinas, southern and southeastern Georgia, so say the Savannah, Georgia region, and then into northern Florida, Tallahassee, over there towards Orlando, and even the Jacksonville region Saturday afternoon, and then going into the Saturday evening time frame, we'll start to wrap these storms up. Looking at the weekend as a whole with our precipitation across the eastern U.S., there will be a very heavy swath of rain across the deep south and the southeast here, and that will extend over into South Carolina. The Charleston, Myrtle Beach area could be seeing in excess of 3 inches of rain this weekend. But even across the Ohio Valley, the Midwest, over here into the Mid-Atlantic, some of these areas could be seeing 1 to 3 inches worth of rain just over the next 24 to 48 hours. So that is something to keep an eye on, and you can see the flooding threat does exist across a large chunk of the eastern seaboard here on Saturday the 9th into Sunday the 10th. And that is mainly focused with a slight risk across the Carolinas there, save for the Charlotte region, Wilmington, back down toward Columbia, and the Myrtle Beach area as we go in towards the weekend time frame. Behind all of this activity is high pressure. You see a double-barreled area of high pressure down here across the southeast on Monday. That means brighter weather, lots of sunshine in the wake of this storm, lots of warmer conditions as we have return flow here across the middle of the country on the back side of this system. But look off to the west. We have a new storm system moving in across the Pacific Northwest we'll talk about momentarily. But look at the warm-up as we go into next week. This is the 11th through the 15th time frame, Monday through Friday, and above normal temperatures are likely across the upper Midwest into the Great Lakes and really most of the eastern U.S. here. And then we see below normal temperatures favored across the west and into the Rockies next week. Taking a preview at those temperatures on Monday, you can see back into the 60s we go, all the way up into the Midwest here and the northern plains. Gets even warmer on Wednesday. Look at these spring-like temperatures across the deep south and the southern plains into the middle and upper 70s on Wednesday. Then a cold front comes along with our new system here and brings that to an end as we go into later next week. But look at that, the Mid-Atlantic, the Delmarva region, all the way down in towards coastal Carolinas, Florida, 60s, 70s, and 80s out there as we go into Friday. So let's walk you through our new storm system next week. So this is next week. This is on Monday, March 11th. More moisture moving into the Pacific Northwest. This is likely in the form of snow for the Cascades. Over here, even into Idaho, western Montana, western Wyoming here, a lot of this will be heavy snow. Got to watch out for a coastal flooding threat across portions of Seattle, down toward Portland, and even northwestern California on Monday. Then a lot more of the moisture moves inland as we go into Tuesday time frame. And looking at that moisture, so Monday the 11th through Wednesday the 13th, we could be seeing some plentiful rainfall amounts here across the west. Look at this. The Seattle region could be seeing around 5 inches worth of rain. Down here into the Portland region, 2 to 3 inches. And even towards Sacramento, getting some decent rains of an inch or two as well. Looking at the snowfall prospects, not all of this will be rain. There'll be cold air aloft, especially with the higher elevations out west, and this could be leading to some more very heavy snows for the Cascades up here across Washington state and portions of Oregon, the northern and central Sierras and northern California getting hit very hard, and British Columbia up here into Canada getting hit very hard near the Vancouver region with the snowfall through the middle of next week, and even some of that snow spreading eastward into the Rockies outside the Denver area again as well. Now on the warm side of the system, by Wednesday, this is Wednesday, March 13th, look at the surface-based CAPE. This is your convective available potential energy values, and this is starting to move back up northward in towards Kansas and Missouri there, into Oklahoma and Texas, Arkansas and Louisiana. A lot of these values are in the greens and yellows, so that's around 1,000 to 2,000 joules per kilogram on Wednesday. Look how far north that goes. As we go into Thursday, the 14th, later next week, that could surge up into the Midwest, and the very strong values down here into Texas, that could be pushing 3,500 joules per kilogram as we go into Thursday. So, and looking at the jet stream, you look at the kinematics, the wind energy in the environment. This is your 500 millibar mid-level jet stream, Wednesday the 13th into Thursday the 14th time frame. And you always kind of look at where the instability that we just showed you meet up with some of these mid-level winds, and definitely seeing that across the middle of the country, particularly for the central and southern plains, and perhaps into the Midwest and the Missouri Ozarks region during that period. So here we go on Wednesday, likely seeing a warm front surging north, and along that warm front there will be lift because it's a frontal boundary. This could be producing more of those elevated thunderstorms, more likely overnight Wednesday into Thursday morning. These would likely be more large hail producers, maybe some gusty winds, probably not tornado producers up here on Wednesday. Then as we go into Thursday, a more volatile setup across portions of the Mississippi Valley down here into the southern plains. These storms could be pretty significant depending on how the ingredients come together here. Now, we are about a week out, so things could certainly change here, but we're in play from the Midwest down here into the central southern plains, the Missouri Ozarks region, the lower Mississippi Valley, a lot of areas at play for severe weather on that Thursday time frame next week. So here's the current thoughts here. Severe weather forecast on Wednesday the 13th. There is a chance of severe, I do think, from portions of Nebraska down here through portions there of Kansas, Oklahoma, into North Texas again, into western portions of Missouri and northwestern Arkansas. We'll continue to fine-tune this as we do get closer. I do think the Thursday time frame, the 14th, next week will likely be the bigger day of the two, and this is more of a likely severe category across portions there of eastern Kansas, parts of Missouri into eastern Oklahoma and northeast Texas, western Arkansas and northwestern Louisiana, with possibly some severe weather all the way up into Nebraska, Iowa, and into portions of Illinois in the land of Lincoln as we go into that Thursday time frame. And all modes of severe weather, including damaging winds, large to very large hail, and tornadoes could be in play as we go into that Thursday time frame. Again, we'll be fine-tuning this in the coming days as it is around a week out, so things could certainly change as we do get closer. Well, thank you guys so much for watching today's weather forecast. It certainly means a lot to me. If you do like these detailed weather breakdowns across North America this year, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and you get these accurate weather forecasts moving forward. Make sure to press the like button, the thumbs up button down below. It helps to get more of this information passed along to more and more people. I certainly do appreciate that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope everyone has a great rest of their weekend out there.